ever to stand in a certain place? I've never.
I can't wait to see it.
Usually
Yeah, for
anywhere
sure.
you stand within
Hi, how are
this
you?
here,
How are you?
Good to see you.
center, all the way to the chair,
Sure.
you've got full, they've got full view of you.
Okay.
Rebecca.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Rebecca
Good to see
here.
you again.
We follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Just present.
There's a
Okay, you got your clicker.
Don't get old.
So ideally, what you
Like, I see a few more bigger than I asked before.
actually, you know, I took it.
Oh, you have one?
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I created a form just in case before, but we'll probably go with whatever you do normally, right? Because that's the
Whatever you
standard.
have these 18.
Okay, so that's an option for the people who here. They can just put it on there. Yeah. Okay. The form that I set up really quickly didn't ask for information. I was just like, are you interested? What? So I created a.
I know, I don't think I
You
could.
can email it to me, I can print it out, or you can email it, and that's what I'll use.
So this is just an e-form, like a simple Google form, just their
Okay.
email, their name, and what they're interested in. Just if they're
I
interested in
think when
basically
you're like
just to gather. people who are
80s,
interested, but
sure,
I think
right?
something
Like,
kind of standard.
when I retire.
I do,
If I
I
retire.
do, so I'll be sending.
And then we can get to it, once you have this. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, this is our.
You have to, we need some time, because with parking, it's a little bit of a disaster. Roads are not the greatest, right? Still, they're not the greatest. We can't complain, but they're not the greatest.
Highlights until 30, but I'm like.
How's everyone doing?
You're still just a few years early.
Yeah, I want to tell you that. I'm trying to drain it out. Now it's kind of like neat. You gotta moisturize the lawn. You gotta exfoliate, and you're like, I can't wear makeup because then it dries me out even more. Not that I wear a lot anyway, so I don't know how to wear it, but I forget that I'm wearing eyeliner. So around 2 o'clock, I look like Marilyn Manson, you know. I rub my eyes and I got the block. I went to Cuba.
Oh, nice.
It was an island off Cuba, and I was there
I love your home state.
3 years ago, and now
Hero,
kids
hero,
are
yeah.
older, so I'll go back. It was really interesting.
Not an all-inclusive type of
Yes.
resort, was it?
It's a very small island. It's called Keo Largo.
Actually show it.
It's 16 miles.
Yeah.
It's very small. 4 resorts in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
island.
I saw, yeah.
So the
You
first
fly direct there from Toronto. Your commute from the airport to the resort, Keo Largo. Your
Oh,
It was, you know what? I mean, wherever you go in Cuba, I've been. Cuba and Veradero, Bolton, Hemingway, Leopoldo. Wherever you go, I mean, the food is limited. Everything's important to them, so it is what it is. The island has a little bit more of that
No,
compared to the
what
other
I would-
places. But there's also more locals there, and you can order lobster. And you pay a little bit more, but I don't pay as much for my plane ticket as I would if I were to Mexico.
Well,
But the beaches for hiking small girls, because I leave them there free, there's never a problem, the water shower,
so,
the
yeah.
elevator. For me,
Well, that's
it's
a little,
safe.
because it's on the sea,
So
you're not
it
gonna have
makes
that
sense.
issue with a lot of.
First 4 days were great weather, last 3 were overcast, but still with overcast, I feel like you think you're not getting anything, but then you're like, yeah.
Make sure it's good.
It was great.
Filming
Overall,
this,
we needed to relax.
right?
Over
Set
the
up a
years, I
tripod
got
over here, and then you
allergic to the
can
sun.
see
Used to be a
first
sun worshiper, and then when I had my
Oh,
son,
well,
since
right,
I had my
right,
son,
right.
something changed
And
in
just
my
move
body,
the
and
camera
now
to-
I go into
to
the
the
sun
frame.
too long.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. Like blister, like I'm trying to remember what it is, because I get it too, and it's the most unbearable. It's very, it's incredible, and it actually gets so bad that it goes into
So
your
go tight onto
bloodstream.
the blood.
Yeah, yeah, so it's
mean, I lived in Italy 18
How do you
years.
work this to the sun?
So you just do what all, how
So-
can allocate?
So what I used to do is I'd go in the sun, for the first few days and then I'd suffer for the rest of the holiday. But now I've switched it. So now I stay in the shade for about 3 or 4 days, 3 days usually. And then the last 3 or 4 days I'll go into the sun and I suffer at home. But by then it's like, you're cooler.
Yeah,
it's like-
and when you're home, so you know your products and stuff.
But I was, like, I'm not scared about once I came to the airport, my skin was this color.
It ended up
On my legs only, like the calves.
I remember like my whole arms, like all my arms and legs with those big welts and blisters.
Yeah.
And then the last
and
2
you're like,
days,
well,
and I
he's
was
got
like,
his goat.
did I touch something in the ocean that like
Yeah, you're like,
I
okay,
did-
there has to be something that's your.
something? Yeah, and then I came back out.
That's the biggest.
I'll use a month at a time. Film and
Heat rash or something like
Yeah,
that. It looks almost like an allergy.
and that's serious.
Yeah.
Well, when,
Before you.
I lived in Italy 18 years,
And then this is.
And
it is
on the southern side, they're cold as winter,
Stress
like
and
14 degrees. When you hit March, it's already super hot, you already have the tan and you're good to go. The sun, I never peel. I'm pretty dark already on my own, so I'm not accustomed to like sunburns or
Yeah.
never peel. The last 3 years I've been going to the Caribbean, I peel on my nose. No matter how much protection I put,
Just my strange gesture now.
just my nose. No other part of my body, mind you, I keep it hydrated, but
A record is.
my nose, within the first 2 days, falls apart.
The vitamin E capsules in the one night.
Oh, really?
So take the capsules,
Yeah.
use it, and then just put it all over your nose at night.
Like my husband can't stop laughing, he's like, I've never seen
Still
this.
close.
Really, like,
That's such a,
Yeah,
like,
you
it's
would
just
never know
here,
that,
and it
right?
like, and it gets really dry, and I'm like, what is this happening?
I
Only
wonder
my
if the sunscreen is almost drying it out as well.
But see, then again, I use it to avoid that burning,
Yeah.
because I find that that's where it happens.
Yeah.
And here I get peel, and then here I'm white. I don't know, it's kind of like, I'm always like, I'm switching, right? Like you with the girls, I'm like, hey, yeah. So I get this what? No, but I take a
Oh,
raccoon.
hello, children.
The girls don't let me get upset, keep me happy. Warning.
100%.
So, okay, it's a great session today, really good one. It's all digital, and then we'll be providing you all handouts after that. Good morning, how are you? They'll be able, you'll take your notes, and then they'll walk you through some apps. I'm okay, how are you? I haven't seen you.
Good. I think Frank's gonna come.
Yeah.
Great.
Good, how are you? I think you're so thanks for having me.
Yeah, I don't know if you just like from video to video, just,
Yeah.
I was.
I'm gonna run to the washroom. Celeste, I'm gonna leave this up here, is that okay? No. I take it. I don't want your business.
Don't worry about it. Our first videos were awfully. So, yeah, it evolves. There is an
So on the 28th as well, we're gonna have Andrew show you how to create an ROI online. So basically cover stack. And Facebook.
Correct. Yeah.
But again,
You can just with post my internet, have people redirected to email website, whatever, and it helps you set it up in class.
When is that?
Next Monday.
We'll get there.
So it's well worth it. He's been doing this now. He was at the Buzz conference last week. He's been doing it for Realtors Canada.
Who's that?
Andrew Foyama.
So
So-
Is it on the,
any other?
is it on the
Calendar,
academy?
yeah, I'll start email blasting it now. Usually I'll wait for this and. Right?
Why are you telling me this so
Right.
early?
I still have to sink in what I got today and then, but he's all free of charge. So
There's a website, so it runs.
then they have free content, what they teach in class, try to do. After that, they offer courses and they're paid, honest, and but he'll set up your ROI, that's what we call it, right, online. profile, 4 different platforms that bring them all to the same place. So you manage it from one place. It's a good time of the year.
There's nothing like having like 3 different systems that capture me.
And
And
you're
I'm
like-
like, oh, I forgot to log into this one for a long
Right.
time.
And you're like, well, where's it going? Hold on, I need that this time. How are you? So it's kind of like, where am I going? Where am I going?
Yeah.
So what it would be is, first layer
Good.
video one.
Yeah.
I haven't really got
It's up to you. Do you want to start with 5?
Everybody's good. How about you guys?
Take it away, Lynn.
Like, so that, yeah, so that if something else is like, they're like, oh, you should have paid more attention, Jen. Like, just a little.
Whatever, but, they used to use, it was called Hootsuite.
Yeah.
So,
You got it.
And then you schedule it,
it
yeah.
automatically does it. We're going to Portugal this summer. That's why he was holding my
I'm coordinate the catches. That's my full-time job for sure. Okay. One of them, but that's my title for now. Vice president is really headed. I'm just like overseeing a bit of this, that, right? Vice president, I gotta worry about the bills, the staff. I'll be executive director out there. I'll take that for now. I'll take that for now.
Plus, is that the I was gonna say, I think it's facing the wall.
Awkward.
Yeah.
You're like, where's the action point? Because they picked up,
I'm Frank.
Hi, I'm Laura. Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay.
So you want to start in like 2 minutes?
Yeah, they just go to, there's a camera.
Hi, how are you? Now it's like straight on.
No, it's true. So I shouldn't step too far into camera.
Like they're gonna look at the.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking at the corner there, where it says that.
Okay, awesome. So, thank you so much for coming. We wanted to wish everyone here a happy new year. I know right now it is an incredibly busy time for you as you're getting ready for 2020. I know you have a lot of deals in the pipeline already, so thank you for taking the time out of your day to share with us. My name is Stephen Kim. I'm one of the co-founders of Just Start Branding.
And I'm Levi Gorn.
So we approached Celeste last year, the end of last year, thanks to Mayor, who we've connected through social media. We've created this course to kind of help realtors and sales representatives begin their video journey. Now, there's a lot of pain points in video. Would you agree? We hear it all of the time. So what we've done is we've taken our almost 3 decades of combined teaching experience, my 8 years of real estate experience, to create this course to help realtors start implementing video. Not just randomly and casually, but actually creating a system in place and a strategy to start pumping in more content. Okay. So we're going to start off. This is the price of the course. So we do things a little bit different. We're not going to stand here in front of you for an hour and then get you with the price at the end. No. We are incredibly transparent. We are here to sell you on a course. We see tremendous value in the course. We've already done a handful of courses at the end of, in Q4. It's $4.99 for 2 days, and we hope during the presentation, you're going to see the value of investing $4.99 in your business this year. So again, I'm Steve Kim, co-founder of Just Start Branding. I've been in real estate for 8 years. I'm with Royal Page Signature down at the Don Mills office. I am a Tom Ferry business coach and international business coach, and I am a former school teacher of 16 years. And I left the board January 25th, 2019, and I was sharing with one of your realtors. She's like, why would you leave? It's such a good job and everything. It was, and I didn't leave because I didn't like the job. I left the job because I have 2 beautiful children, and being a teacher never afforded me the time to drop my kids off at school or to volunteer on any of their field trips. And so that's why I left the board. Cut it, burned it, pension, threw it away, everything. Gone.
Along with your summer vacations and your March breaks and your vacation.
Yes. Because walking them to school it's tremendously important. Time, my father shared this with me. My father came from South Korea 40 years ago, worked every single day, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. And he said, time is the currency of love, right? It's not what you can buy people, but it's the time that you give people. So that's a little bit about me.
My name is Levi and I had the pleasure of teaching with Steve. I was his great partner. I taught with him for a decade. I taught myself for 11 years. And as soon as Steve resigned from the board, every day he would send me a text asking me to help him. So when he became a Tom Ferry business coach, he had already started this journey of posting a video a day. He didn't want to stop that. So he said, I need someone to help me with his videos. And I thought, well, you're crazy. First of all, I'm a science teacher, and I've never done video. He's like, don't worry, I'll teach you what I know. And so long story short, March break came around, and I finally got annoyed with him asking every day. So I took a leave, and I haven't looked back. I've been helping Steve with his videos. And the impetus for this course came when Steve took a course kind of similar to this to help him with his video journey. And he walked away being like, man, that was super ineffective. If we did it and we used our combined teaching experience, we would do it way better. We would actually have people execute. And so that's where the idea of Just Start Branding came.
Perfect. So I could tell you this stuff works. I could throw you the deals that I've closed in 2019. I could throw you the GCI closed strictly from video. You would never believe me unless I showed you. So I'm going to show you 2 client testimonials straight from Instagram and Facebook. And I did this strategically because I wanted them to tell you how they found me and what the experience was like. Because there's tremendous value in that. And as a realtor, we should all be implementing that. Wouldn't you agree? You should be pumping out your video, your client testimonials. Because don't forget, people don't believe us. We're the 3rd least trusted profession in all of Canada. They don't trust us from the get-go. So I can tell you,
not just in Canada, the world,
right?
Yeah,
right. And so the thing is like it's our moral obligation to show people that we're not as cutthroat as people think we are. Okay. So I can tell you this stuff works, or I can show you. So we're just going to go over 2 quick client
Looking on
testimonials.
Instagram and actually saw Steve's ad for a property. I shot him a DM, slid into his DMs.
Hey, what's Steve Kim here from Royal Page Signature. I'm so excited to be standing with new clients turned friends of mine.
I was about to have dinner and I was just looking on Instagram and actually saw Steve's ad for a property back in November last year.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Medea slid into his DMs. I was like, hey, do you mind if we see this? We don't have a real estate agent. We'd love to have you show us around. And from that point onwards, we became really good friends. And I guess my realtor as well, our realtor. So yeah.
How was the process with working with me?
Actually, like the easiest. I've heard from everyone that it was like the hardest process, and you made it so simple for us. And
I was very nervous, and you've never been through this, so of course it was really nice having someone walk us through it and make us feel comfortable with the whole process.
yeah, and you taught us things that I guess we didn't even know. Steve first time home buyers, which was really helpful. So
And
no
I think
surprises was the best thing.
Yeah, and I think that's really, really important. Like just the brutal honesty, right? Because you're like, Steve, what do you think? And I was like, no, yes, like
Exactly.
like really kind of helping to guide through the process, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for entrusting me in the first purchase of many.
And so straight from an Instagram post. This is a lady who found me on Facebook, who had her house previously listed with another agent.
I was looking for an approach that was a little bit different than what I've experienced in the past.
Hey everyone, Steve Kim here from Royal Estate Signature. I'm standing with my new friend and client, Elena. We just sold her house up in Oshawa. So Elena, can you just share with people, how was it like working with me?
I think working with you was a wonderful experience. Selling your house is definitely stressful. It can be stressful.
Yeah.
My house had been previously listed, and so I had gone through the gamut of trying to sell it before. And so working with you, I really appreciated your open-minded communication, your honesty. Also, I was looking for an approach that was a little bit different than what I've experienced in the past. So your social media, for example, was great. I found that you were targeting kind of the key aspects of my home, but also the area, because not a lot of people are necessarily familiar with the growth Oshawa's gone through recently. So
What's important to her is I don't do Oshawa at all. So when we spoke the first time, I said I can't because I don't know Oshawa. I'm not just listing your house, I try to sell the neighborhood. She sat with me on the phone for 45 minutes, telling me all of the great things about Oshawa and that I should list her house. Like imagine having a business like that where someone wants you so desperately to list their house, they're actually giving you everything that you need to know to list and market the home. It's pretty powerful if you think about that. Like these are 2 organic leads that I just popped up on their social media accounts, which is pretty tremendous. So does this stuff work? It 100% works. But what happens is we just don't know where to start. That's the big kind of obstacle, the roadblock, because I don't know where to start. So it starts with mindset. I'm a teacher at heart. This is the big thing for me. Monday morning, I have 33 grade 8 students at 8:15 in the morning. The last place they want to be is in the classroom. I better bring it, right? I better bring it because I'll lose them quite quickly. So everyone here, I hope, has a business plan for 2020, right? Maybe, okay? It's easy to write down a goal, would you agree? It's very easy to write down a goal. And it's something that everyone talks about, write down the goal, write down the goal. If you see it, if you read it, it's gonna happen. No, it doesn't happen that way. Because what we focus on is we focus on the end. We don't focus on the first step. You being here right now, so you're sharing an hour with us, that's the first step. I don't know what it's gonna look like for you at the end. I don't even know what it's gonna look like for me at the end. But I know that it's just one step at a time. So you being here right now proves to us that you absolutely want to start. We're going to guide you through that. Okay. Our mindset also comes from confidence and preparation. If you're confident in what you're delivering, if you're confident in your value proposition, you're going to be very well prepared when you meet with new clients, whether it's on the list or whether it's on the buy side. Okay.
So we find the second roadblock for people starting their video journey is they don't understand how to build their own brand. And we've broken it down into 2 key components: building your professional brand, which a lot of people kind of understand as a realtor, they need to develop their professional brand. But what we find far greater in terms of our success with video is actually building up our personal brand. So that when people check out Stephen Kim Homes on social media, they see a lot about who Stephen is, right? Yes, they'll dabble and they'll see, yeah, okay, he's a realtor, he's providing real estate knowledge, but they're going to far greater see the kind of person that he is. So we have some core values that we would like to convey to our audience through our posts. The fact that Steve works really hard, as you guys do as realtors. You guys are honest, right? You put your all into things and you're trustworthy. Well, that's great that we want to, but you can't just like say, hey, I'm trustworthy, right? People have to see you doing
When
you.
someone says, "Hey, trust me," what's the first thing that you do?
You don't trust
You don't trust them.
Right. So what we've developed is this 80-20 rule in our.
I want everyone to write that down.
Yeah.
80-20. It is so imperative when it comes to video, especially your video journey. The 80-20 rule.
And the 80% is building your personal brand, showing people the real you, your passions, right? Who you are as a person, the behind the scenes, things that people can kind of look into and see what you're all about. They'll make their decisions about whether they want to do business with you far greater with that kind of content rather than just the typical professional content. Now, we still think of, obviously, as professionals, you do need to have, we think about 20% of your post should be about real estate. And so this was a screenshot when we actually sat down to kind of create this. Are we even following it? So I took a screenshot of Steve's Instagram post. In red are the professional kind of videos. This one over here is a home tip. This one is a market kind of update. And this one is a direct marketing kind of campaign for
One of my geofarms for
yeah,
C1
for
district.
C1 district, specifically the Concord buildings, where we kind of pretend like he's on the top and he's giving the monthly stats for the building. That's been worked really well for us. But everything in green here is personal content, whether it be a vlog, behind the scenes content, which can be just behind the scenes of Steve doing kind of real estate things, but not focused on real estate per se. His Monday motivations, he loves to eat, so going around on Foodie Fridays. We love Richmond Hill, so we're trying to quote unquote be the digital mayors of Richmond Hill. So we have a once a week we do at our Hill video series as well, and so that people can kind of see what we're all about. And it's been incredibly successful as a strategy.
Let me ask you, you as a real estate professional, what knowledge, what value do you bring to a client? What, just share with us. As a real estate professional, what value do you bring to a client?
The location.
Pardon me?
Location.
What about location?
You have to know your location.
You have to know your location. Could you do the same thing with Google? If I sat in front of a computer and I Googled the location, would I find the exact same information?
Well, it depends. It's imperative because some clients, they are not Google compliant.
Okay.
So you have to explain to them.
Sure. Okay. So maybe a farm location.
Yeah.
Okay. What other value proposition would you bring? And that word, people use it all of the time. Value proposition, unique selling proposition. Like what else? What other value do you bring as a realtor, as a real estate professional? So maybe knowing a particular location really well. Sure. What else?
Assessing the market.
Assessing the market. Can you like share, like get a little deeper with that?
So you, as real estate agents, we have the ability to check to see comparables, see what is on the market, what went off the market, what stayed on the market, and give them kind of an understanding of where the market is going, or things that haven't sold and why not. Tips on how to get your property sold. Tips on how to set the right price.
Sure.
So
Good.
Advice.
Awesome. Great.
And say more knowledge, yes.
More knowledge.
Inform them as much as you can. Like, you have to offer something that the rest of the people can do it as well.
Sure.
So you have to, in my idea, the first is you have to, the good relationship, the way that they can trust you.
Yeah, bingo.
Friendly way, like, not like, just say, if you want to sell your house or just speak in this, this specific area.
Yeah.
You have to give the feeling that they can trust you.
You nailed it perfectly. You have to build trust. I don't build trust with you by just inundating you with my just listed and just sold. I don't.
Exactly.
No one trusts you on that. You just become what everyone else is doing right now. It's like the concept of a bench sign or a bus ad. I think I need to do that because I see some top producing agents do it. So I think that's what I need to do. But you don't build trust that way. So the thing is in terms of lead generation, I would rather get 2 to 3 solid leads every month as opposed to 80 to 100, where I got to siphon through them, right? I got to scrub them. That's what social media has allowed me to do. I've never paid for a lead ever in my life, ever. But I get probably 6 to 7 solid leads every month just from social media. 200, 2,000 is my closed GCI from Instagram and Facebook last year. That's transformative in terms of a business. My goal this year is going to try to hit 350,000 just from video. Just from video. So you're sitting, I've heard even agents, I've spoken at my office, and agents are like, yeah, but Steve, I do video. That's the big kind of value prop, the unique selling, that's me. And I'm like, great, but you understand that the customers demand video. You can't walk in being like, hey, I do video and it's super innovative. No, it's expected now that you do video. You will win clients on how well you execute on video. Would you agree? That's part of it. That's where the attention is.
That's like, I think it's a tremendous amount of GCI on social media. Just off topic, do you have targeted audiences?
Like I have targeted audience, like what do you mean? Like I have a farm, like so I do Hey Concord and Hey Liberty. Those are my
When you're advertising on social media, is it targeted towards those farms?
When those are
Gender,
very
age specific?
those are concerted. But don't forget, anyone who ever is going to contact me or send me a DM, what are they going to do first before they do anything?
Search you.
Bingo.
Yeah, they search you. Bingo. But I guess my question is, your posts, is it a real estate post that is attracting your specific niche marketing to them?
Are you sponsoring their posts?
So last year I spent $2,200 on social media ad spend. That's
What
it.
are you
That's it.
What are you boosting though? Like what kind of ad? Like a
So like
relational
this, no, just a market update. I'll randomly, shouldn't say randomly. I'll focus in on a particular video we may launch, and I'll put a little bit of money behind it.
Real estate related.
Real estate related. But what hits the most is what? My personal. My personal hits the most.
Would you sponsor your personals as well? Would you do ad boosts for your personal?
So this year, the focus is going to be on pumping out more of my client testimonials, which I think everyone should be doing, and putting the ad spend behind max. You talked about it. It's trust. It's trust. The quicker you can build trust, the quicker you're going to get the business. Well, how do you do that? Not with just listed and just sold. I'm telling you, stop that, please. If it's one takeaway you get today, please stop that. Everyone does it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And social media is an attention play as well. And with the first-time home buyers, the millennials, they just scroll past the just listed, just sold because it is what we call the sea of sameness. So one of the things that we promote in our course, how to break away from that sea of sameness. How do you stand out amongst the 58,000 or however many realtors?
54,000, right? This year, 2020, 54,000 realtors.
And the quickest way is to build a rock solid brand that focuses on you, the kind of person you are, the kind of values that you have, and what you have to offer as well. So the power of video, actually, our journey in our course doesn't start on social media at all. It starts with the videos that you send, what we call one-to-one, videos that you shoot and send directly to people in your database. This has been absolutely transformative for Steve. When I came to the office and I started full-time with Steve, on Monday mornings, he would just say, don't talk to me. He took 1 hour every Monday, he called it his hour of power. And he had a list that he created on Sunday night of every single person's database that he wanted to create a video, whether it was a happy birthday, a home anniversary, whether it's a prospective client that he had met that he wanted to say, I'm so glad I had the opportunity. I'm going to play an example of a video, and these are shot just on a tripod, one take,
Phone.
No redos, just shot on the phone, everything, and incredibly powerful. I'm going to show you, you all need to be implementing this strategy as well.
Hey Joseph, Steve Kignan, just wanted to send you a quick little video message. I did just submit our offer and I did get a confirmation of receipt back from the listing agent. I know today's going to be super anxious, you're going to be on pins and needles, but the moment I hear something, Joseph, I'm going to let you know. If anything comes up, Joseph, even if you want to just hear my friendly voice, please feel free to give me a call. Joseph, fingers crossed, I got you covered and this is what I do best. Great day, we'll talk soon. Take care.
Is it simple to do that? What's the purpose of sending that? I'm still there for them, face to face, right? What do? We submit an offer sometimes, and we don't say anything. We don't. Something as simple as like, you got my back. You put an offer in for me. Just let me know they got it. You're every step of the way. Don't forget, we get paid a lot of money. We get paid a lot of money. They have to know you have their back every step of the way. I think the one thing you should be doing right now is you send in an offer, get the receipt from the other agent, and everyone should be conveying that to your client. Whether it's in a video, please do it in a video, or a phone call or a text. Just something as simple as like, hey, Mayor, with that offer last night, I got the confirmation from Levi, good to go. I'm gonna keep you posted throughout the day, okay? Got any other questions, please let me know. Bingo. That's so different than what a lot of realtors do, right? Okay.
And they're seeing your video there, like you're natural. I've seen a lot of your videos, and for a client to see your text and just read it is very different than seeing you smiling, your level of energy. Your clients know you, and then to get that, it kind of puts them at ease during a very stressful time.
Absolutely.
So that's what's powerful.
The other thing is if your face is your brand, and your face is also what's going to provide that comfort to your clients. You can send the same thing in a text. Hey, I put in the offer, got a receipt. You can send them an email, the same thing. You can pick up the phone, but for them to see you, to hear you, to see the way you kind of carry yourself, the confidence that you have that this deal is going to go through. And there's so many use cases. Steve just got a Realtor.ca lead. It popped up on his phone. We were in the middle of a conversation. He looked at his phone, Realtor.ca lead from a listing. He sent them a video right then and there. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm really swamped right now. I promise to get back to you. When you see this number, 4168, that's me, Stephen Kim. I can't wait to speak to you later today. And we sent it through BombBomb. Immediately, ding, he watched it. Watched it again, watched it again. 2 hours later, watched it again. He's like, time for me to pick up the phone and call him.
That happened at a boot camp, actually. We were doing a boot camp back in November. Just before it started, we got the lead come through. It just shot a quick BombBomb. It couldn't have happened at a better time because we had participants sitting and like, watch. And I did it, and I was like, look, she watched it. She watched it again. Now I'm going to phone her. And I booked the appointment that night to meet her. And her and her fiance bought a place. Your face is your moneymaker, don't forget. Your face is your moneymaker. But it's a sticking point for a lot of people too, right? Because one of the big pain points is like, I don't like how I look. Well, then maybe you chose the wrong business. Because people need to see you. They find comfort in seeing you. They find comfort in just being close to you. Right?
Video allows us to do that. The other thing is this is going to be an awesome primer for the videos that you're going to shoot for social media. So if you're already having these face-to-face conversations with your client, so this is a perfect place to practice your video skills and that kind of the confidence you need to press record and get that video out. Don't take a million takes because that ruins your productivity. And then you're ready for social media. Speaking of which.
Perfect. So power of video for social media. So one of the big things, one of the things we want to highlight, we break down in the course are the pain points. So share with us, what are some of your pain points when it comes to doing video? What are some of the pain points? Why are you not doing video? What's one?
I frequently talk and then I have something great for 10 seconds and then all of a sudden I stop and I don't know how to edit to make it a fast cut because I just use one software program and it has to be one take.
Okay. So the technical knowledge, the capacity behind that. Great. What's another pain point why we don't do it? Sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't make content. I'm boring. I sell homes. That's so boring. Yet I want people to use me. Right? What's another pain point? That's great. So technical knowledge. I don't have any content. What's another one? And this is something that we work with a lot of agents. What's another one?
We're not social media compliant.
You don't understand how to navigate?
Privacy, a person like me, I'm new in Canada.
Sure.
And I've been doing real estate from Nigeria.
Okay.
So, oh man,
that itself would be amazing content.
So this for me is new. I'm a social media shy person.
Okay.
I'm a private person.
Okay.
Even on my Facebook, it's locked, it's private.
Yeah.
So now people are telling me in Canada, you have to open them up.
So people can see you.
You have to open them up, no more privacy.
Do you know why video has become the most effective tool right now for sales professionals? Do you want to know why? They're the most effective tool for sales professionals right now, like us. Pardon?
Show the agent has the confidence.
Confidence, but why is it the most effective tool right now?
Everybody's on social media.
Everyone's on there. It's attention. Attention. You have to understand your static post of a picture doesn't perform as well as your video post.
I'll say that again. Your static image of a just listed, just sold does not perform as well, nearly as well as a video post. If you start with one video a week, that's amazing. Some of you laugh, right?
You'll be like, you might get one a month.
Yeah, but even one a month. I know Mayor's made a commitment, and I'm going to call you out on it, Mayor. Mayor's committed to doing 2 home tips a month. Every other Tuesday, it's a home tip Tuesday. That's his series. The other pain point I wanted to get over is consistency. So great, I have great content today. What about next week? I don't know what to say anymore. The only way to stay consistent is if you build a series. Let's go back to this. What information could you provide the public? We talked about recent solds, great. I'm sorry, recent solds, market knowledge. What other information could you provide the public in the real estate sphere? We should be writing this down because this is the start of your series, your video series. So recent solds.
Location, events in the area. things that
I
are
live in
happening.
Richmond Hill. We have businesses reaching out to us now, asking if we'll do a business highlight for them. That's pretty tremendous if you think about it. We don't want anything in return. They're like, well, why are you doing this? I'm like, because I'm raising my 2 kids in Richmond. I chose to live in Richmond Hill because I love it. Now I have businesses all over Richmond Hill being like, can you come, I'll give you free lunch. Just, can you do one of your videos here? Yeah, no problem. Be the digital mayor. Could everyone write that down? Digital mayor. Not like mayor, but like the mayor. What does that mean? What does that mean to be the digital mayor?
To advocate for your community, post social activities within the community, to be the voice behind the community.
Perfect answer. You are the Google for your community. You are the Google for your community. I want you to write that down. You are the Google for your community. Do you talk about wanting transformative business? Be the Google for your community. Watch what happens. And it's not something that's going to happen overnight, because it won't. Because they don't trust you, don't forget, right? But once they start seeing your content, what are they going to do? They're going to Google you. They're going to see where you exist. Oh, wow. What he does on Facebook is very similar to what he does on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, blogging, podcast. Oh, they're getting the whole picture of you. Once they get the whole picture of who you are, they're going to pick up the phone, and you've already sold them before you meet them. You've already sold them before you met them. That's the power of it.
It's a kind of concept of a warm lead, that when people go and check you out on social media, which is kind of standard practice now, when they're meeting professionals, Google your name, and then your social media profiles pop up, or they go to your website and they see your social medias from there. They start to get a, they'll watch one video, watch 2 videos, and they start to get an idea of the kind of person you are. So, Steve, can you share a little bit about
so
some of
we have a couple of series. So a home tip. I do home tip Tuesdays. Every single Tuesday I do a home tip, right? Copy them. Copy them. I don't care. Take the home tip Tuesdays. Repackage it if you want to. Keep it the same. I don't really care. Use the same script. I don't care. But use it. You're a real estate professional. You should be pumping out home tips. When is it time for me to change my furnace filter? Tell me. Tell me. What's good for my clients is good for everyone. This came from a first-time home buyer who woke up after a storm. I was like, Steve, my house is leaking. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a huge puddle of water in my backyard. There's a pipe broken, whatever. I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, send me a picture. Sends me a picture. I'm like, oh, you're grading. The grading on your back of your back lot. It's not the way it should be. The water should actually wick away from your property. I was like, actually, you know what? I'm going to do a home tip on that. Because what's good for him is probably good for other people. One of the biggest home tips that actually does really, really well is when I do a furnace home tip. Hey, time to change out your air filter. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, Steve, thanks so much. Totally forgot. Thanks for keeping an eye on me. A home tip should absolutely be in your arsenal. You see thousands of properties a year. Thousands. You should be talking about home tips. 100%. 100%. The next one is a market update. It's the driest content I have. It is the driest content I have, yet people watch it. Not as much as like people watch something else. This is a market update. Look, I'm just hitting you with solds, months of inventory, price appreciation, depreciation, and local market knowledge as well. It is the driest content. Easily the driest content. But it's my value that I add to you.
So I'm going to tell you what the average home sold for in the 416. And I'll tell you what the average detached home sold in Richmond Hill versus Markham. I'm going to tell you about months of inventory. Does everyone here understand months of inventory?
Months what?
Months of inventory. Write this down, please. MOI, months of inventory. That's supply versus demand. If you're marketing a home and you're pricing it in a particular way, you better know how many homes are in the area currently for sale. That's supply versus demand. If I know right now, Richmond Hill, there is 4.7 months of inventory for a detached home versus Vaughan, maybe at a 2.7, there's going to be a disparity in price. Would you agree? You have to know that information. So one of the things Levi says is, he's like, you just know your stats. And I'm like, I know my stats because I do a market update video every single week. That's value proposition. So if I'm going in on a listing presentation and I know my numbers, and the next agent comes in after me, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have a little bit more market knowledge than they will.
And the other thing is that you guys all have databases and CRMs, and every single person that you've dealt with in your sphere of influence needs to be following you on social. And the reason is these videos are just another way to stay top of mind, right? So you may not pick up the phone and call your clients every single quarter like you probably want to, but if they're following you on social media and your face is showing up every single day on their phone, right? You are staying top of mind. They don't even dream of using another realtor because you're providing value every single day, or a glimpse into your life, a home tip that might help them out, right? Or a market update so they have a feeling of how their home has been doing.
It's interesting to touch upon that. I read an article from Korea last year, and they actually went and they polled, I think it was like 10,000 clients in real estate, and they broke down the numbers in terms of what would be the percentage of people using the same realtor, and it was something like 30%, like in the low 30s. They asked them the next question. They said, what's the percentage of the of clients that would refer you to someone they knew? And it dropped to 7%. So it's one thing that a third of the population will use you again, but only 7% of them will actually go out of their way to refer you. That's a lot of lost business. Now, why is your database not referring you to everyone? What are some of the reasons? What would be some of the reasons why your database is not referring you to everyone?
That you'll let their referral down.
Bingo. They're afraid that, hey, if I put your name out there and you don't do a good job, that is a direct reflection of you, right? Everyone here has a great mechanic. Maybe? Everyone here has a great something. You fill in the blank. Tell me someone who is amazing. Midas, okay? Mike at Midas, because I was going to ask you who. Mike at Midas, right? Because you'd have no problems referring him out to anyone. Okay.
Everybody.
So tell me two other realtors you could refer out, like without a shadow of a doubt. They're just so good, in great hands.
Jennifer Valenzuela.
Okay. Okay. It's hard though. It's a hard activity. I did it myself. I'm like, who are the top 5 realtors I could refer out to, like, no problem. They would do the same thing, if not better than I would. And it's a hard activity. Why is that? Why is so much of your database going somewhere else or not even advocating for you? So one of the other things that we do, apart from a daily video, is a Foodie Friday. This is crazy. This came because I was like, hey, I eat when I'm in different neighborhoods and I'm showing different areas. This came because of that. This was born because of that. It's one of the highest, what am I going to say, producing posts.
Yeah, some people follow Steve just to see where he's eating on Friday, which is
they don't care. They're never going to do real estate with me ever. They follow me just because they're like, hey, where's he going to eat on Friday?
So you're going to build your tribe. We met a person, Ed, in one of our boot camps, and he's incredibly connected within the equestrian world. And so we're like, why are you not creating videos about all your knowledge about horses? And he started to create this kind of little community around his love of horses. And lo and behold, he's getting business from people who start trusting him because of his status kind of in that world. So everyone needs to have a passion. You guys have passions. You have things you do outside of selling homes. And so we're advocating for turning those passions into great video content that show a little bit about you,
that kind of other side of you. I'm gonna play this video.
Do we want to just quickly play quickly?
Yeah, we'll start with the Foodie Friday one. This was shot entirely handheld, no fancy, completely on the phone and edited on the way to the next, like I sat there on my cell phone and I edited this as you see it right now. No equipment, this is stuff that we teach how to do.
Hey everyone, Steve Kim here on this edition of Foodie Fridays. I'm standing at the #1 barbecue joint in all of Toronto, Adamson Barbecue. If you haven't checked out their Instagram page, you got to do it now. I'm going to go get some brisket, some ribs, and just get my barbecue on. Have a great Friday, great weekend. As always, be great, be kind, everyone. Take care.
Where is this?
Yeah. And by the way, people are like, what? Like, you're a realtor doing this? I get it all the time. Oh, you know, like, what do you do? Who do you work for? I'm like, work for myself. They're like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a real estate agent. They're like, oh, like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because I'm in the neighborhood and I want to highlight your place. They always think that we're out for something, but then when I post it and I tag them, they're like, whoa, hey, thanks so much. Come back again. It's such a good feeling, right? To be able to give without any expectation in return. It's a very powerful place to be in. That I'm going to do something for you and I expect nothing in return. Nothing. You could never take advantage of that situation. Imagine living your life like that. It's very powerful. Yeah.
When you're posting your videos on social media, and you mentioned them earlier, like Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and are you using the exact same videos for each one so that you don't have to redo?
Yeah.
So you're just basically one video and you put it along all your social media.
There's little tips and tricks too, like if you have a really long piece of content you've created, you might take a snippet, put it on Instagram, because before IGTV, it only allowed for a minute. Now there's workarounds you can do in post live. So there's different strategies. Absolutely though, you can repurpose one piece of content and it can live on different, so long as you have some different audiences depending on, like Steve's LinkedIn, people that follow him on LinkedIn don't necessarily follow him on Instagram, so they're not getting like inundated, right? And those are maybe the more professional eyeballs, right?
That's what I mean. Like,
so,
would you put your Foodie Fridays
yes.
on LinkedIn?
Yes. I put this everywhere because at the end of the day, you're a specialist in real estate. You're not a generalist, right? People, look, if someone chooses not to do business with me because they're like, hey, that guy's got too much energy. He's too silly. All he does is food stuff on Friday. Great, and then don't call me. Let's save everyone the time. Just don't call me then, right? Because the more you try to be everything to everyone, you're not going to have a very long run in this business. That I can guarantee. I've only been in it 8 years, but I've done very well in 8 years.
Just being yourself, yeah. Can we show the vlog, actually? You want to talk about that?
Sure. Again, everything's on iPhone here. As opposed to this, when we see a lot of realtor videos, it's like, hey, or they're shooting like so close to their face. Hey, I'm at this open house. Come by and see me. It's a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3 washroom. It's 1.2 million. Your hands start shaking. You're like, it's nice and there's grass and you end it. And people are like, ooh. But if that's your start, great, because then your progression is going to be like that. Again, this is me inside, just doing this on my iPhone, and then me just taking the same iPhone, just taking some quick video and putting it together. And already you're like, whoa, where is that? Crazy that I was able to do that with just an iPhone. Less than a minute, right? Cool. Just one question. Okay. This is a vlog behind the scenes.
Super powerful for our business.
Hey, what you can hear, it is an early morning, but I'm here now, not at the office, but I'm in Tom Graham's arena with my best friend as a parent volunteer. So you know that I'm so excited for these life moments. So I'm here as a parent volunteer to help tie up hundreds of skates and to pick up lots of kids off of the ice. So you know me. The reason why I left teaching was to be available for all of these trips. So I just finished off right now, and my cheeks are probably rosy, so I'm just beaming ear to ear because it was just a morning filled with just extra time and cuddles and kisses. And, this is what it's all about. Lots of development happening in the 6. Just take a look at that.
So
And you can laugh, right? I don't care, because what's the one thing I want everyone to know about me? Is like, I am the best dad in the world. I'll do anything for my kids. And I love teaching for my kids. I have an amazing wife. She's amazing. But that's what I want you to know. And already I see on your faces, you're smiling after seeing that, because you see the pure love and passion I have as being a father.
This is not typical.
That's not
realtor
real estate. None of it is
video,
real estate.
right?
But guess what? When someone watches that, they trust me. And I shared this with Mare. I closed the biggest social media lead in my life. They bought a $2.2 million home, 3% commission in Richmond Hill. She found me off of a vlog on Facebook. And when I shared with her, I said, hey, we got the house for $2,025,000. Her husband, Andrew, was like, oh my God, that's an amazing price. Do you know what she said? I can't believe I found you on Facebook. I'm like, what about the price? That's 93% stay on the list price. That's a record. She's like, yeah, but she's like, I still can't believe I found you on Facebook.
And the video that she watched, Steve shared with me, was when he was being super honest on video, saying, you know what, I'm not going to recommend this to my clients because that's the commercial property. Those are lights that are going to be on till probably about 11, right? And it's probably going to interfere with the kids' sleep. So I don't think this is the right place for them. And he just said that on a vlog, kind of in passing. And she saw the brutal honesty. I was like, that's my guy. She called him, already wanting to work with him. And we just closed a $2 million, I think that's the biggest
Social media ever.
Yeah.
That's like a $60,000 commission check. Right? Does it work? It does work. It does work. And a lot of you, it's the first step. Everyone looks at the end product and they're like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too much. Step by step. Step by step.
Steve, what software are you using?
In terms of editing?
Cell phone video editing.
Yeah, so we have a couple of programs. We have a couple of apps that we use. We do a lot on Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah, so it started out with Adobe Rush, which you can do right on your phone. So that Foodie Friday, I edited right with Adobe Rush. And then I kind of upped to Adobe Premiere Pro as I'm now full-time and I'm fiddling around with things like green screens and doing a little bit. But absolutely, to start, you can do all these edits on your phone, and technology should not be the barrier. One of the things that we work so heavily on the course is to make sure that everyone has technical capacity to just with their cell phone create videos, kind of like you see here on Foodie Friday. It comes down to just the desire to want to try and get started.
This allows us to stay consistent too, don't forget. I have a home tip every Tuesday. So I know I got to plan for a home tip on Tuesday.
I want to
a Foodie Friday. I know every Friday I got to post something to do with food. We all eat. You all eat. You're like, but Steve, I never eat out. Well, great. Share a recipe then. Share like one of your home recipes. People will love that. But a market video, you absolutely should be pushing it right now, 2020.
Just looking at the time, and I want to take some time for some questions. So I'm going to share a little bit about the course, how we break down the 2 days, and what makes this course very different from other courses that you may have heard of. So we start off the day talking about mindset and then brand building. And we have what's called a Let's Do This. So you'll notice that all these major sessions end with a Let's Do This. And this is our way to actually infuse practical. We don't just stand here and tell you what to do. You actually take your phone, you go out on breaks and you film. You come back, you edit using the techniques that we've shown you. So you'll walk away with things that are actually done. We give you scripts on the one-to-one video to help you create what's called an evergreen video. That video that I talked about where a lead comes in and you want to instantly send a video out that doesn't include any names. Evergreen just means it's a generic video, but they don't know that it's generic. They don't know that you filmed that a long time ago, that you have it on your phone ready to send it to them. So things like that, creating videos for your housing profession, whether it's a home tip or a market update, we help you with the software and we give you scripts right away. So right on day one, you're already going out and filming and editing. And on day two, you're posting it. So there's no, I did it, now I don't know. We'll tell you how to post, some tips and tricks that we have with hashtags, where to post, when to post to get the most engagement, and also how to engage with an audience. People always ask, how do I build my Instagram? I have like 8 people following me. How do I, well, first of all, your database, but also you need to be part of the community on the internet. It's wild to me how few people actually take 10 minutes out of the day to engage with people on the internet that are also your potential audience.
That whole law of give to get though, right? If I'm only going to set up an Instagram account and a Facebook account because I just want people to like my stuff, it doesn't work like that. You have to give a little bit of the love to get it back.
Talk about Instagram stories and how these 15-second little stories you can create are so engaging. People eat it up. Yeah, it goes away after 24 hours, but you can have an impact 15 seconds at a time with very, very little effort, with no editing. And we talk about how to kind of build a storyline so people can follow and want to see your story tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And it's super powerful. And then this kind of Foodie Friday style edit, this called A-roll, B-roll edit, it's kind of our culmination, our piece de resistance. And you'll see how we can do it. You guys can do it. We had an 81-year-old doing this. And if you want, don't believe me, go check out juststartbranding.com. There's a
She did a review,
testimonial.
client testimonial.
If an 81-year-old who, you're right, is editing on their phone and posting videos on social media can do it, I know each and every one of you can. You can, you just have to have the desire to learn and just start. So I want to save some time for questions. It's 11:51. So if you are interested in looking at the client testimonials, juststartbranding.com is our website. These are some people who've taken our course and have some nice things to say as well. And I just want to recap. The cost is $4.99. It is a full 2-day course.
Full 2 days.
So we need you for 2 days back to back. It includes obviously all the practice, the let's do this. So you're not just we're not standing up here and just talking. Actually, we got most of that out of the way right now. So we can just practice when you guys come. And there's aftercare as well, because you can reach me for if you need some support on the technical side, or you just need a reminder of some of the things that we did during the Let's Do This section. I will be available via email, and I'm happy to help. A few realtors have already taken me up on this, and I've shot them a quick video response if they're stuck, because most importantly, we just want you to start. That's why we started this company called Just Start Branding. We just want you to start. You can ignore this link right over here, because Celeste told me this morning that she will be sending you a form if you're interested in. And once we reach kind of critical mass, she will set up the date, and it'll be here at the academy.
We won't take 50.
No.
We can't, because as teachers, it doesn't work like that. We need smaller groups. So could we stand and do a keynote in front of hundreds of people? We could.
Ineffective.
But you wouldn't execute on it. So at the end of the 2 days, you walk away with posted 5 videos. Posted. That's the differentiator. It's not just us saying, well, you can do this and this and this. You're going to do it, and you're going to post it, and you're going to start. That's the start of it.
We have about 8 minutes left, and we want to be super respectful of your time, but we wanted to open up the floor if you guys have any questions about what we do, about the course, about strategy and floor. Yes.
Please ask questions, because like you get a lot of value from
we wanted to spend some time with some questions.
How often do you use BombBomb in comparison to just sending out video text or?
I do BombBomb at least once a week, like a concerted effort, 1 to 2 hours. Home anniversaries, birthdays, happy holidays, kids' birthdays, anything. I do that. If there's any cool real estate news, like stress test, they changed a little bit, that's going to be a BombBomb sent out to everyone.
And that's on email.
Yeah.
BombBomb is just email.
Well, I can do it from my phone as well, and I can send it as a text message as well.
So on Steve's CRM, he identifies who would rather receive it as an email and who would rather receive it as a video text. So whether we send the BombBomb video to cell phone or email depends on the client and which way they receive it. Cool thing about BombBomb, if you're not using it, is you see how many times they've watched it. Really impactful when there's leads, and we see, like, that's how you know someone's putting their hand up when they've watched a BombBomb video 2, 3, 4 times. They're like, now you pick up the phone and they're warm. Right?
So when you do those videos like the Foodie Friday, things like that, you're not using BombBomb, you're using something else?
I'm using my iPhone.
Yeah.
My iPhone video. Yeah.
Through BombBomb? Like what
No, so
Nope.
what I do is, well, we edit on the phone. Yeah, we edit on the phone. We use an app called Adobe Rush.
Okay, so that's
You just take the video, throw it in here, and then with your fingers, you can actually squeeze it and edit it. You can add music. It's quick.
It's very quick. I actually edited that Foodie Friday once we left there. And by the time we got back to office, the video is done, and I just airdropped it.
just do phone, Adobe Rush to edit. And surprised you wouldn't be using BombBomb for the same thing?
time, no?
Well, it's because there's an edit involved, right? It's not me just standing here talking at the video.
Yeah.
You'll see I was panning the barbecue. I was panning the guy cutting the brisket.
So the secret sauce is to have the one video where you are talking, and then we keep the voice, the audio, and we cut to what's called the B-roll.
Can we go back? Can we go?
Yeah.
Can I show you? I'll show you. Because it's the attention. It's what keeps you watching. So I'll just speak and I'll tell you A roll, B roll. So A roll, me talking right at you. B roll.
So notice that the A roll only lasts for a few seconds. This is the money maker. We start every video with our money maker, right? And then we cut to our B roll. So we say a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like how I look. Well, at least put yourself on there for 2 seconds and then cut to the beautiful slow nose pan. Sorry.
A roll, me talking directly. In here on this edition of
B-roll.
I'm standing at the
B-roll.
barbecue joint.
But you hear my voice still.
Addison Barbecue.
B-roll.
If you haven't checked it,
B-roll, you still hear my voice.
Do it now. I'm
B-roll.
gonna get some brisket, some ribs, and just get my barbecue on. Have a
B-roll.
Great Friday, great weekend. As always, be great, be kind, everyone. Take care.
Do you hear the train in the background? And do you hear the wind?
Who cares?
I don't send it out. Most of you didn't notice it. Most of you are noticing the brisket being cut.
The music in the background.
Yeah, we added as an audio track.
Yeah, so it would look something like this. It would look something like this. So I'm going to pull out my phone.
That's technical.
I'm going to point it over at me.
Yeah.
Be like,
That's what we teach.
hey everyone, Steve Kim here. I'm at one of the best brokerages in all of the GTA Royal LePage here community. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Awesome. Perfect. Stop. That's me talking at you. Now I might just do this. I might do this. But I'll do it as a separate video file. Now I have maybe 5 video files. I can take them and I can put them all together.
Yeah.
What I'll do is my A-roll of me just talking at you, I'll shorten it so you don't see my face. You only see it for a couple seconds. But the audio I can stretch.
Yeah,
over
basically
all videos.
videos editors, they all work as layers.
Now, I want everyone to know that you're like, whoa, that sounds like a lot.
It's not.
It does. It does sound like a lot. Well, let us show you.
Yeah.
Let us show you. Question.
I had a couple. I think the top one is I'm trying to be very specific in my messaging, and I'm kind of I see your course outline has some different topics. I'm trying to reach a particular community of people across the GTA, and so I'm trying to figure out content ideas. Can you help with that kind of thing?
Absolutely. So in our booklet, we're going to give you content. We're going to give you 52 home tips.
But I'm trying to get a particular. I'm trying to get all the lawyers is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay.
So I
Awesome.
want them to see me as their realtor.
Okay.
Yeah, ability to help me develop content.
We
because
would-
That's hard.
Why do you say it's hard? Because a lawyer at the end of the day is someone who's on
I'm
a.
not you, that's why.
Pardon me?
I'm not you. That's just you.
But no one's me, and I'm not you though, right? I don't want you to look at what we do as like, oh my gosh, like that's what I want. No.
Yeah.
You have to start. Whether it's one video a month or one video every other week, that's the starting point. Don't forget, I didn't start one day, wake up and say, okay, I'm filming a video every single day, let's go. Yeah. Didn't start that way.
Yeah.
It's that way now after a year.
But we're happy to help you strategize.
100%.
We create a social media calendar, or we give out a social media calendar. We try and brainstorm a little bit about the kind of content, and if that's a group, an audience that you think you're going to resonate, whether you connected with lawyers or whatever, and that's kind of your niche. I think everyone needs to find their tribe and have their passion. So if yeah, absolutely. I think it depends if you want to create real estate content for them or if there's lawyer specific stuff. We've seen people on Instagram that does real estate law tips.
Yeah.
And she does really, really well. And there's certain hashtags that she uses to help brand herself as like the real estate lawyer tip person on Instagram. And it's wildly successful. So you can emulate something like that for sure if that's kind of the space that you're playing.
Yeah, sorry. GCI, what does it mean, the acronym?
Gross commission income.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Bomb.
BombBomb, it's just a video messaging platform, right? So look, if you don't want to use BombBomb, the program itself, takes the big video file, compresses it so they can send it to you quickly. Like if I did a 30-second video right now and I sent it to you via text message, it'll take a bit of time because it's a big file, right? BombBomb takes it and compresses it. There are other different platforms like Videolicious is another platform. I'm not familiar with it, familiar with BombBomb because Royal LePage actually has a good
Royal Page Canada has a good relationship with BombBomb, so we get preferential pricing, which is great.
Talking about the 80-20 rule, you spoke about the 80, you didn't talk about the 20.
So 20 is a professional content. That could be your market updates. That's when you're putting a real estate specific content. Housing tips could be in that 20%. Anything that's like housing realtor specific. But what we try and do is have 80% be about Steve, about the personal side, whether it's a passion for eating food, whether it's a behind the scenes of vlog you saw him taking his daughter on a field trip. That's the kind of 80% that we find is way more engaging. The database reacts well to it. New clients check it out and be like, oh, that's what that Steve's all about. And so we build know, like, and trust through the 80% more than the 20%. However, I still think it's important you guys put out real estate content because you are realtors and you do need to prove your kind of professional worth as well. And obviously that's content that you will feel probably more comfortable starting with because you are realtors. You kind of speak the speak, walk the walk, so to speak.
Wouldn't it be great if your database started reaching out to you? They just started reaching out to you because you're so top of mind now. So I know most of us probably aren't calling our database once a week, maybe once a quarter. But if your database is now sending you a message, be like, hey, Merrick, great home tip. Keep it up, buddy. That's amazing. That's your database connecting with you. That's pretty cool, right?
Very.
Any other questions?
We are.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah, sure.
You kind of made a comment about lack of editing skills. So we're in the same coaching program. He's an actual coach. I'm just a coaching client. My coach for 2 years has been telling me consistent videos. I put out one and then maybe 3-4 months go by because it took forever to get the editing. And then I was like the perfectionist, right? You have to get it all done in one shot because editing's too hard. So I do like 40 takes before I had that one good like 45-second, 60-second clip. Then the feedback was, nobody's perfect, don't be perfect. Just learn how to edit. And then once I got the editing tips from them, and also you can Google on YouTube, there's a lot of good tips. Once you get that comfort, you feel you don't have to be perfect.
No.
Just get yourself out there. You can take 3-4 different videos, edit them seamlessly, and it really gives you the confidence. It's just getting a plan and doing it consistently. So I just wanted to add to that. I'm not skilled, but I've gotten the confidence through my coach, through these guys, and just about executing.
Love it. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
It's 12 o'clock. I want to be super respectful of your time. We'll stick around if anyone wants
Yeah,
to
if you have any other
chat
questions,
or have any questions.
don't mind
but,
stick around for a little bit. But thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Best of luck in 2020.
Thank you too.
Nice to meet you as well. Welcome
Neil.
to Canada.
Neil,
Yeah.
this is actually my first training with a pen.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. It's awesome. You're going to have a lot of real estate knowledge.
But we can give you our email address if you want.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it up right here.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. So we can also follow each other on Instagram, but this is our website.
Yeah, I took that one.
So there's a form on there if you want to email. It's also info@juststart.branding. And so let's see.
Yes.
I'll open your contact email and then we'll let you know if you guys be the first ones. Thank you so much.
So how do we connect with you guys? Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, or on if you on the website, you can contact us directly from there. Yeah. Or on Instagram. You have Instagram?
I do, but I'm not.
Okay.
I don't frequent it.
Okay, so this is our Instagram handle here. So you can follow us on
Yeah, so these are Instagram handle and then our website's right over here. Yeah.
I think this is still recording.
Yeah, so should we
Maybe we just wave to everyone.
go ahead just that right there?
Yeah. Just video. I think it was webcast, so I don't know if you guys.
So we did like 10 more minutes after that, 'cause I just kept walking.
Yeah, our website is you can read exactly our
Yeah.
So yeah, we started a new company. Share how we're please contact us. Also, Celeste will be sending yes, 1 p.m. And yeah, so
This video, I made
yeah. So it's probably a different, it's probably a different style of marketing. I don't know how it was in Nigeria, but with bus signs or the flyers in the mail, they're not, they're not as
TV.
Not as effective, especially the new because people don't necessarily trust. Or like me, when I got a million realtor postcards in the mail, and I take them. There's a recycle bin right by the mailbox. I'm in the States. I simply like shatter. So what we find is that our video, that's where the future is. And that's where we're trying to just now starting to start.
So I like social media, Facebook,
Instagram, yeah. So we always start with your spirit. If you want my contact, have them start there. Have them already be your advertiser. There you know you would like to be better. So it's good. We suggest reaching out to your spirit.
But I'm starting to realize that now.
It is your whole sphere, so you start reaching out. Anyone you can contact with, those are the people that you follow. And your entire real estate business because you guys, because you grow clients, whether you do business with them or not, if they're in your database, I want them to follow your social. That's right. I want them to follow your social because this way when you post a video, when you show up on your phone, there's a realtor there. You set yourself up for the other realtors. So there's a lot of competition. We want people to the messages and the values. And so we found a video, not just to help get that message in a way that's kind of unclear. Understand? Use me, I'm the best realtor ever. I'll sell your house in 7 seconds. Other companies will be like, if I don't sell it, I'm gonna buy it. This stuff is free to create because you already have a cell phone. You just have a little bit of patience. That's why we're advocating. I'm sure the top producers in the world will probably have a video guys. They don't need to do stuff. But for most people, especially when you start, when you try to build your own brand, balance yourself. It's a few tools, just a little bit of know-how. That's stuff that we teach. But let's start your video. I mean, it is hard, especially when you're private. You'll notice your video is because he's private. It was in some realtors, they only post their kids' faces because that's all that's their strategy. Look at my kids, right? He said right away, private person. I want people to know that. The thing that's beautiful is he's a client that when we see this today, my daddy watching God Starbucks. I take her out every Friday. You respect that because they know they've seen these movies. They know how important that is at that time. not like, oh, we're gonna go find another realtor because this guy's been trying to do like, he's a good guy. He's a person. He's a realtor stuff. And they're like questions. Hey, so start. I think that's why we called it Just Start. I mean, I think whether you take our course or not, this hour was useful to you. Just start wherever you're doing it. We used to wait a few videos. They're hilariously awful, but he just started. He put them out there, and he just started. Today they look a lot more polished, right? But even such, we're still doing ourselves, still editing. Some of it's a little bit now that I'm helping. As I learn more, his videos are starting to look a little bit more polished. But it started off very humble, very grassroots. When we found our tribe, we only have 100,000 people watching us. The few thousand that do have watching us are really engaged. It's helped us get referrals. You met me on social media, but then you refer me to a friend, right? It's hard to track something. But at the end of the day, it's been tremendous. There's a lot of noise. And so what we find is having like a core audience. So let's say you meet someone for the first time. Let's say it's a lead. Showing them around. On the phone, you say, checking them out. Says something kind of person like please give me a call. So we'll send that as a video. And it's funny that people will go on, take this time to go on, check them out, watch the videos. But I actually want to do this. They'll bounce around to the blog, to the food. Maybe they'll see the professional, like the market. Okay, you know what he's talking about. They'll see a review, like the two that we showed. They make the decision, they call in. Like, I want you to help me. They've already made it. Whereas before, you have a formal presentation. Suit up, tie up, and go like, here's my booklet, here's my value proposition. And it's probably more accurate, but I really even did want to go because we just kept telling everyone it has to be Instagram has to be like that. We upload one video a day, which I know is a little bit crazy, but I'm obviously not this. So we're taking kind of the extreme. But people take our work and they feel appreciated. Like they make a decision almost before we walk in the door. And when they walk in the door, they feel like they already know because they've watched the video. So it's a different approach, but it's also targeting. Which we find really important because he's already, those first 100 buyers he put in the first price, now they're ready to sell their house. We're still getting business from the biggest reference, and then they're referring to their so it's this swag where it's like wants to hire, like she was like, help, she's like, it's getting hard, this is a solo wage to deal with, which is a great problem, but so even other ways, strategy. That's why we create short teach different day. Love getting in front of classrooms. Yeah, reach out, juststartbranding.com. You can follow us here at Stephen King Homes, Facebook, Instagrams are kind of late. But yeah, if you need anything, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. Maybe take a person.
I mean, you people starting
fresh. Starting fresh. But it's a good opportunity as well. So just take a picture of this over here. We didn't have we're a pretty new company, so we didn't create just our branding. But this is our main website, juststartbranding.com, and that's our Instagram. And you can reach out to us. There's a form over here, but if you want to write down info at juststartbranding, that's also I personally. Celeste will also be nailing out a form. Pleasure to meet you. You're the best.
Our pleasure. Good luck with real estate.
Good luck. Rich Peter without touch. That's Steve as well. Is there a market?
Okay, thanks. Main Street Journal. Yeah. Good. Best of luck with your training. You gotta get smile. Show people that smile. It'll be good.
That's what I wanted to learn through you, social media.
Yeah, it's important. It's been really big in the business.
Someone was told me that I should go join Hollywood, I should go be acting.
But that's where everyone is right now. That's where a lot of clients are right now, on social media. You're not gonna be where they are, you're gonna lose out on the opportunities. That's the big thing. And even if, like I said, you start getting clients, sending them videos, like even if you're not ready to post them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, just sending those one-to-one videos. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to meet you today. Sending it as a video as opposed to text, or you can pick up the phone, you'll see it, it'll transform it because it's also a pattern interrupt. Not many agents are willing to do that. They're willing to take the time. And for you, it's going to be 30 seconds. I'm so excited that I got the opportunity to meet you. You keep showing them your face, you know what I mean? And some people start there, and it takes them, months of sending videos to their database, before they feel comfortable to finally reach out to social. But you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there. Have a nice day. You as well. Take care.
Well done.
Thanks, brother.
So one thing is, I'm hoping I should get some people are just old school, they just go by it. They're always gonna get that. But I don't care, right? My whole thing is like, I really want you guys to be here. I'm pushing more people to sign up to the
Oh, sweet. Thanks, man.
And if for whatever reason they do not get accommodate the course, they don't get enough people, whatever, I'm taking the course.
Sure.
So if you guys don't come back here, then you work from Celeste. I'm not moving forward at this time, whatever. Just let me know because I'm not waiting on that, right?
Sure.
Obviously, I'd rather here.
Yeah.
It's my girlfriend just close by your home. But it doesn't.
Sorry, Mayor, I'm gonna reach
come out
Betty.
of my way.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Because we're doing our office, my office, the main office, on Tuesdays to get more bookings, to get more.
Oh, okay, you're doing like this, the 1 hour.
Yeah, something similar to this is what we're gonna do. This was very just our branding focus. That I gotta implement a little bit of the business plan, how many people are feeding into the business plan, and then
Oh, got it.
So that's what it's gonna be. But
Yeah. For this month, this has been the most popular enrollment course.
you were already saying that. Why do you think that?
It comes back to the thing, right? The referral. You don't want to feel bad on it. I made sure I pushed Celeste to get you guys here. That's how much confidence I have in you guys, right? Like,
We love it, honestly. Like, we are so we're not hot. That's what it is.
yeah.
We need like street energized. And that's because 11 years is what I did. 16 years so
It was natural. So I showed my wife, I'm like, okay, look at my video now. And then I'm like, And she's like, oh, did you get this from Stephen? She goes, you know, he's so much better at speaking than you are. I go, yes, I know. We have very different backgrounds. He's a teacher. His vocabulary is, she's like, his pausing, his delivery, and everything. I'm like, yeah, but I come from a different background, right? Like, I was never an orator. Like, I wasn't good at captivating an audience. I said, well, listen, the only person who's getting in my head, honey, is you. So either you need to stop, or like.
But the thing is, like, have this conversation.
Yeah.
And one of the things that teachers first is like having a conversation. If that's where your mind is, I'm gonna go have a conversation. I know how to present myself to my clients. If you kind of have that mentality, you're gonna do that anyway, just doing it to a camera, which very well could be your clients have been following you as they should be.
Yes.
At the minimum, that's what should be following, right? So it starts to get a little bit, but
just get it out of your head that everybody's gonna like you. That's the most important thing. Yeah, and that's a huge.
You see the difference in your energy from the last post like.
Yeah, I saw when I said I'm like,
It's changed. And the thing is, you know what? My perspective is you're fearless. So you slip before, you look a little bit nervous.
Sure, of course.
It looks like you're nervous about the moment, about the video. But the fact that there's something looking at you and you're talking to them. I didn't pay attention to that. Yeah.
There's just a different confidence here. Like maybe it's confidence.
But that is the real thing.
Yes.
That's the real thing. Just wait.
Well, one is like, one of the things, so it was one of the feedback I got from RETV, like the first video I posted there. Look, you know what a vanilla is, right? That's what I was. This vanilla cardboard dude that was, I was scared shitless to get from here to here and make it perfect so I don't have to restart. That there was zero emotion in it. It was you're stumbling for words. Okay, I better get it perfect this time. I've already done 32 takes, and I wasn't afraid. Didn't know how to edit, so it had to be perfect.
Here's a pro tip: if you need to cut your A-roll because you took 3-4 takes and got the pieces, you can hide the jump from one to the other using pro tip. So you can choose to show the furnace as you're transitioning, so that there's no jump. You will never know that it took 4 minutes.
I didn't even know what an A-B roll was. Like,
so you can?
I'd be like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Because like, you know, even if you read in the TV, sometimes these guys get into really technical stuff. They lost me. I was lost at that basic A-B roll. I don't know what that is. And then you broke it down for me. Like, that tells me that is and then, you know, just have the confidence, just do it, right? And you can figure out the editing aspect.
Yeah. And then we don't allow you to be so stuck that you can't get started.
Yeah.
We chose Just Our Band because we really want everyone to start. And so whatever the roadblock is, that's what we're here for. I think that's where teaching experience is. Because we had kids from all walks of life. We had kids with severe learning disabilities that needed to be unstuck, otherwise they wouldn't do anything.
Yes.
And then you lost them. So, you know, we would finish a lesson, go right to those kids and make sure that they had a little get started. And then pop over to the kid who's gifted, whose brain is working probably way more higher than ours, and make sure that we're challenging them extra. So the thing is, we take that knowledge and we apply it to these classrooms. We're very good at reading people's faces. You know when someone like gets heated, we're there. We're going to make sure that they're.
And it stemmed from that because in November 2018, I went to video course.
Remax guys.
Yeah, Remax guys. They got the #1 bomb video for community and for most people. That's what they have. And so they have clout, but they can teach it.
They're not teachers.
They're real. The second day, every laptop was get a classroom of 80 people.
They lost everything.
They lost it. Because you know, he said, something still sticks to me to this day, and I didn't share here. He said, we work on law projects. We understand 42% of your.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
That's
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah, no.
All 80. So that's why they didn't invite me back in 2008.
Oh, interesting.
No one's doing it because you just spend each place time.
Yes.
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it becomes more of like, look what I can do. Look how fancy it is. I can do it. That's only certain men.
But again, that's more in line with your average realtor, right? The ego. Honestly, I've said from day one, you guys want to smile, you're naturals. I want to see you guys succeed because I believe in it, right? And
As we get busier, you're gonna.
Yeah. Student becomes
Sounds
teacher.
good.
Yeah.
If you guys ever look to expand, if you guys are ever looking to expand, I'd love to be.
Well, that would be an expectation.
Yeah, no, listen, man, my job right now is to, be accountable to what I've promised my coach and I'm cool. Yeah.
Just asking if you're going to go on a retreat.
No, I'm not. Is that the one in San Diego?
Yeah. It's my first time going, but everyone's always said like that's the one to go to. Like, the summit's good. The summit's like a big kind of cheerleader, get you pumped, some good value. Everyone's always told me you retreat is really when you go when you're like tackling so much. This is my